Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. They allow you to define styles for your web pages, including the design layout and variations in display for different devices and screen sizes. Every CSS rule includes a selector and a declaration block. The syntax of the CSS rule is as what I have highlighted here. Your declaration block is included within the curly brackets. This declaration block will have one property and its value, both of them separated by a colon. As an example, we consider H1 as the selector here. Now the selector is nothing but any one tag that you may want to modify. So in this example, we are trying to modify the heading tag H1 here. Like I said, the declaration block is going to have a property and its corresponding value. In this case, if I want to change the text color of the heading tag, I will have to make use of my CSS property color. Color is always going to change the text color. In order to change the background color of any tag, there is another property. The color I want to change here is red. Now, you are not always limited to change your properties only once, or it is not compulsory that you can write only one property in every declaration block. You can write multiple properties in the declaration block. So if I want to include one more property, in that case I will have to just separate my properties with a semicolon. So I include a semicolon here, and now say for example I want to change the font size of the H1 tag. So that's my property. Font hyphen size is my property which will allow me to change the font size of my H1 tag. Say for example I want to change it to 16 px. Px here stands for pixel. So I want to change my font size to 16 pixels and my font color to red. Now in order to achieve this, we have three types of CSS. The first type is the external CSS, the second type is internal CSS, and the third type is inline CSS, each of them having their own different properties. So talking about external CSS. External CSS allows you to change the look of an entire web page. For this, you just have to change one file. This file has the extension .css. Every HTML page in your website should have a reference to this page. In order to give the reference, we make use of the link tag inside the head section of your web page. Let's just quickly see an example for external CSS. So now first we are going to create our CSS file. Now this is an untitled notepad. We are going to assign a name to this notepad in a while. So like I said, I want to change the H1 text color, okay, or the text color for my H1 tag. So what will I write? I'll write my selector and then I'll start writing my declaration block. I want to change the color, so I write the color as red, semicolon, and then I want to change the font size for this. The font size I'm setting as 16 pixels. Now I want to change, say, the properties of my paragraph tags too. So now for this I write the selector as P and then I start declaring my properties inside the block. Again over here, say I want to change the background color of my paragraph. I don't want to change the text color in this case. So now in order to change the background color, I have the property background hyphen color. Colon, I can give or assign any color that I want to. Now colors can be given in different formats. You can give your color with a normal name, or you can use any hexadecimal values, or you can use your RGB values in order to assign the colors. Okay, so the simplest form is to give the color name here. Now in this case, I'm going to assign the color as yellow. Let's save this file. Like I said, the file will have to be saved with an extension .css. So I give the name to my CSS file as style, and that's my extension .css. Now if I go to my folder, I will see that my CSS file has been created. This will not look like a normal HTML page. It will give you a setting kind of an icon on your on your page. Now let's create our HTML document where we want to include the CSS page. Like I said, you'll have to include a reference to this CSS file inside the head section of your HTML document. So now I'll just simply give the title to this page, and now I will use the link tag. Now the link tag is going to be a standalone tag. It will not have any closing tag. It is going to act individually. So the first property that I have to set for the link tag is the relation. The relation is going to be style sheet. The next thing that I will have to set here is the type of file that I am trying to load. So the type of the file is going to be text/CSS. And then the most important thing is href, your reference. So the name of a reference file over here is style.css. So now what we have done is we have linked our CSS file with the current HTML page. Now what I just have to do is I'll have to include my HTML tags within the body tag here. So we have modified the h1 tag. Let's write some content inside the h1 tag, and let us also write our paragraph. Okay, now let's just quickly save this. As you all know, every HTML page has to be saved with a .html extension. So let's save our page as external.html. We'll just go to the external.html page and execute it. So like you can see, my font size has been changed to 16 and the color of the text has been changed to red. Similarly, the background color of the entire paragraph has been changed to yellow. Now this was with external CSS. Let us move on to the next type of CSS, that is internal CSS. Internal CSS allows you to change a single HTML page. Say for example, I do not want every page's h1 tag to have the color red. If I don't want all the pages to be modified, then in that case I can make use of internal CSS. Internal CSS modifies the page in which I am writing the style attributes. So now in order to perform internal CSS, I am going to make use of the style tag again inside the head section. Let's see an example of internal CSS here. Okay, so we start with our doc type, and then we start with our page content. Like I said, I'll have to write the style tag inside the head section. Now here I am going to write my CSS properties. Now can you see this is a container tag? It is going to have a closing tag here. Now going on to my properties. Let's say for example I want to modify my h1 tag again, change the color to red and change the background color to say yellow. Okay, now let me go to the body tag. Inside the body tag, now I will make use of my heading tag. Let me just simply write heading 1 here. And let's write a paragraph. Let's save this. Okay. Let's quickly go and execute our internal.html page. Can you see your background color has been applied and your heading, the text, has been written in red color. The paragraph remains with their normal features, the usual features that it has, because I have not modified the paragraph tag here. If I want to modify the paragraph tag now in this particular page, I can do so by using the inline CSS. So let's write one more paragraph in this case, which says this is an example of inline CSS. Okay, so now I want to just modify the properties of this one paragraph only. Okay, so in order to perform this particular task, I can change the attributes, or I can change the style properties of this tag individually. In order to do this, I will make use of inline CSS. Inline CSS allows you to write a style attribute inside your tag, which means you can modify the tag, the current tag in which I am writing the style attribute in. No other paragraph tag will be affected by these properties. Okay, so let's quickly change the color of this to blue. Just as an example, let's just see if my value has been changed. Right? So can you see the previous paragraph still appears in black, whereas the current paragraph which I just modified is appearing in blue. So this is how the three types of CSS work. One was the external CSS, the other was the internal CSS, and the third one was the inline CSS. Thank you.